right, let's go!
Officially, welcome everyone! Oh, I think game audio might be a little bit too loud. There we go. Nice and simple now. Welcome officially to my playthrough of Pokemon Crystal! Generation 2 of Pokemon. Now, Pokemon Crystal makes a lot of changes from the original version of Gold and Silver, and we'll be covering all versions of Gen 2 during this playthrough, but the main version we are going to be playing through is Crystal, because it is the updated version. For all of you playing at home, or who may be playing at home, we'll be going over a lot of different things in all three different versions, so that'll be cool to know. First up, are some of your favorite monsters from Gold and Silver. Yeah. But, I think you might like the kind of things that I have to say. Let's start a new game! Are you a boy or a girl? This is the first time in the Pokemon series where, in this game in particular, where you're able to choose your gender for your protagonist. It was always the boy before Pokemon Crystal. And it kind of became the standard with Ruby and Sapphire, so... But we're going to be playing as the female protagonist, because she barely gets any time in the spotlight. What? You're welcome me up. Will you check the clock for me? What time is it? It is currently... This is gonna make sense in a little bit. I'm gonna say it's 4 in the morning. We're waking you up so that we can go... So that we can make some early morning pancakes. What? Morning at 4 o'clock? How many minutes? I'm gonna say it is currently 51 minutes. Whoa, 51 minutes? Morning at 4:51. I overslept. Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited by creatures that we call Pokemon. People in Pokemon live together by supporting each other. Some people play with Pokemon, some battle with them. But we don't know everything about the Pokemon yet. There are still many mysteries to solve. That's why I study Pokemon every day. Now, what did you say your name was? We have the option of a few different names here. Chris is the canon name for this protagonist. There's also Amanda, Joanna, and Jody. But, yeah, I think you already know what I'm gonna be calling myself. Koma, are you ready? Your very own Pokemon story is about to unfold. You'll face fun times and tough challenges. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! I'll be seeing you later. And here we are! Something to note about the differences between the two player characters. The main boy character, Gold, would be represented by a red sprite. Meanwhile, Chris over here is represented with a blue sprite. Let's look around our room a little bit. Koma turned on the PC. We have an item storage system in our home. We could withdraw items. We could deposit any items. Toss items away. use our mailbox, or use decorations. Over here is a radio. Professor O's Pokemon Talk. Please tune in next time. Pokemon Channel. This is DJ Mary, your co-host. Pokemon Channel. Back in the day when that was relevant. We have a nice made bed. Lyra's the female in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yep. It's a TV. It's a TV. It's a TV. Did you get it yet? It's a TV. A whole collection of Pokemon picture books. And here, it's the town map. We're currently in New Bark Town. We get to see a little bit of a brief map of our region. Holding up and down will let us explore around and see what the sights that there are to see in Johto. Which I think is kind of neat. Oh, Koma, our neighbor, Professor Elm, was looking for you. He said he wanted you to do something for him. Oh, I almost forgot. Your Pokemon gear is back from the repair shop. There you go. We received the Pokegear. Pokemon gear, or just Pokegear, is essential if you want to be a good trainer. Oh, the day of the week, as it said. You must have forget that. What day is it? It is currently Sunday. Sunday, is it? Is it daylight savings time now? Yes. 4 a.m. DST, is that right? Yeah. Come home to adjust your clock for daylight savings time. By the way, do you know how to use the phone? Brrr. The caller you're trying to reach is not within service. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep! Yeah, I know how to use a phone. Don't you just turn the Pokegear on and select the phone icon? Phone numbers are stored in memory. Just use the name you want to call. Gee, isn't that convenient? Welcome to New Bark Town. It's a pretty small town in all things considered, but in terms of starting Pokemon locations, this is one of my favorites. Let's talk to you. Wow, your Pokegear is impressive. Did your mom get it for you? Yeah. Yo, Koma! Hey, Professor Elm discovered some new Pokemon. Ain't that swell? Elm's house. We can enter into buildings anytime we want, so long as they aren't broken. Hi? So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Ow! Ow! My legs? Ow! Ugh. Anyway. I need to pull something up real quick before I forget. There we go. Welcome to the Pokemon Lab! Koma, there you are. I need to ask you a favor. I'm conducting new Pokemon research right now. I was wondering if you could help me with it, Koma. You see, I'm writing a paper that I want to present at a conference, but there are some things that I don't quite understand yet. So, I'd like you to raise a Pokemon that I recently caught. Ooh, enticing. Thanks, Koma. You're a great help. When I announce my findings, I'm sure we'll delve a bit deeper to the many mysteries of Pokemon. You can count on it. Oh hey, I got an email. Okay. Hey, listen. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy with our Pokemon research. Wait, I know. Koma, can you go in that place? I want you to raise one of the Pokemon that contain in these balls. You'll be that Pokemon's first partner, Koma. Go on, pick one. There are 3 starters for us to choose, and I want to go over each and every single one of them. Starting with this one right here. Your bestest friend in mine, Chikorita. Something to note about right away about all 3 of the starters in Johto is that they happen to evolve to be pure types. The only other time this happened is in Generation 8. How this translates to usefulness for each of these guys, I'll get into shortly. As for Chikorita, it's a grass-type tank. Granted, it has some respectable bulk and decent HP. At the role of tanking, it has some notable resistances on its belt, mainly ground, water, and electric. It's also not a bad mixed attacker. It can swing in with moves like Body Slam, Giga Drain, and even Iron Tail. But here comes the kicker. Johto is notorious for being so unfriendly to grass types, and that's going to be true for a lot of our journey. With a whopping 5 weaknesses, 2 of which being very common, fire and ice. Yeah, if you're intent on using this cute little one, you'll want to catch another team member ASAP. Plus, 2 notable moves that it misses out on are Leech Seed and Swords Dance, which are both unavailable without breeding. Lame. Also, it only learns grass and normal moves leveling up, so if you want extra coverage, you're using TMs. But, honestly, Chikorita, I think, serves a very important purpose. It can help teach you about team diversity. A good trainer can switch into any scenario and play to the strengths of their partners. Chikorita, being a mixed tank, means that it can come in on some neutral or even resisted hits and retaliate pretty strong. If you're looking for a challenge, then I think Chikorita serves that role well. I like this one, even if the majority of people don't. Think it over carefully. Your partner is important. Let's meet this one right here. Going a little bit out of order here. Totodile! This guy was 2 generations too early, I think. Totodile is a physical attacking water type, which exists in a generation without a physical special split. Yikes. Water-type moves are all special in Generation 2, and while Feraligator's special attack isn't bad, it's just overshadowed by its stronger physical moves. Put simply, you're using TMs on this guy. And out of the 3 starters, I think Totodile ages the best in this regard. Notable moves include Earthquake, Iron Tail, and Strength. Plus, the HM compatibility for Totodile isn't not bad either. Again, it can learn Strength, Cut, Surf, and Whirlpool. While its physical attack is its most worthwhile trait, given the circumstances, it can actually function as a decent mixed attacker. Surf is a good move. Add that in with Earthquake and Strength, throw in a move like Protect and Ice Punch, and you've got a set. All in all, I think I'd recommend Totodile for those who don't want the trouble of catching another water type down the road, and don't mind it being more punchy rather than its special spamming or being tanky. Johto has a lot of good water types though, so this decision might be tougher than you think. Really a matter of preference, and whatever one works, works. Went a little bit out of order here in my notes, but hey, not to worry. But our final choice, Cyndaquil. Pure fire-type special attacker right here. Those shut eyes don't lie. Cyndaquil is a Pokemon defined by extremes. Let's get the bad out of the way first. A lot of common weaknesses on less than spell or bulk. Pretty much any rock or ground type attacker is going to eat it for breakfast. Most carry Rock Slide and Earthquake, both of which are physical attacks. Another major problem is the move pool. Leveling up, it only learns fire and normal moves, and at the pace it learns them in this game, glacial. Put simply, your best fire attack for a while is going to be Flame Wheel at level 31, then level 60 is Flamethrower. Do yourself a favor and put your Fire Blast TM on it, or heck, even Fire Punch, because it would do more damage than Flame Wheel will do in the long term. With that said, if you can get over those hurdles, holy gargles is Cyndaquil great! Amazing special attack on a great stab type, and even a fun coverage option in Thunder Punch. It's not often a non-fire fighting starter gets that. Your gameplay with Cyndaquil is to bust holes in the enemy team's wall and get the hell out of dodge. If they can do that, then you should be golden. If you don't find your fire type being exclusively explodey, then Cyndaquil is the close-eyed bestie for you. All three of these are quite nice, I gotta say. But I have made my decision. Cyndaquil is amazing. And Totodile is most certainly versatile in the way that it can learn a lot of moves. But I'm gonna be the contrarian. My starter is Chikorita. I think that's a great Pokemon too. We received Chikorita. We're playing hard mode. You have a nickname to the Chikorita you received? Yes, please. It's a female. Oh, lovely! Typhlosion has the same stat spread as Charizard. Yep, that should also make it very nice for those of you who want to choose Cyndaquil. If you use Charizard in Gen 1, then that's a pretty nice choice to have too. What are we gonna name our Chikorita? You know what? Bloom's a nice one. Oh, I got one. We're gonna name our Chikorita Collie. Short for cauliflower. Mr. Pokemon lives a little bit beyond Cherry Grove, the next city over. It's almost a direct route there, so you can't miss it. But just in case, here's my phone number. Call me if anything comes up. We got Elm's phone number. If your Pokemon hurts, you can heal it with this machine. Feel free to use it anytime. Koma, I'm counting on you. We're also going to head into our options menu real quick, so that we can change things. We can have fast tech speed, and this is also the first game in the series to allow you to change your menu frames. I think we're going to have frame type 4. Let's go ahead and get a save. And off we go! Koma, I want you to have this for your errand. We received a potion. There are only 2 of us, so we're always busy. Potions will heal your Pokemon for 20 HP. Quite nice to have. That weirdo guy is still in front of, on the side of the Pokemon lab. I'm sure that won't mean anything. Now! Welcome to Route 29. We have a long road ahead of us. And, this first stretch is gonna be rough. But, you know, let's try to get through.
Woo! Let's go, all together!
Immediate rain stops! Hi! Well, hello everyone! You're just in time for our journey to get started! Hello everyone! Let me real quick get you a Shaddy Addy, Stubbs. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, big raid. For those of you who don't know who I am, howdy, hello, good day, and salutations to all of you. I'm Koma, Variety Yokai streamer who manages a little place called the Cyber Shrine. And we are starting up my playthrough of Pokemon Crystal. A playthrough that was voted on during actually Stubbs' charity event, so, and, it was a thing that won the vote, so here we are, we're playing Pokemon! We just chose our starter Pokemon, and we're on our way to Cherry Grove City! But yeah, how was the remainder of the 14 stream, Stubbs? I hope it was fun. For all the raiders, including Stubbs herself, if you need a raid and run, it's totally fine by me. I know how it is to come all of a stream. So do take care of yourselves if you do so desire. But if you're here for the fun, tell me how the stream was. Let's talk Pokemon. So it was great, thank you, Lovey. How are you feeling about starting a Pokemon? Starting? Feeling good. We have our starter Pokemon, Chikorita. I love this little kitty. Something different about all the starters in this game. They come holding a berry, which will heal them whenever their HP is low. I like all the starters in this game. All of them are really good. Personally, I usually run in silver. Yeah, cool. Alright, we had our first Pokemon, Pidgey. We're not going to actually be going over what these Pokemon could do for you because we can't actually catch anything just yet. This first stretch of the game could actually be a little nerve-wracking considering that you don't have any Pokeballs and there's a chance that you could run into a shiny Pokemon. For those unfamiliar, in Generation 2 and onwards, you'll be able to find differently colored Pokemon rarely throughout the wild. And those are called shinies. And they are, they're super rare, and if you manage to find one, it is absolutely a sign you should try and catch it. There's a Sentret right here. Sprites are animated on this. Yeah, this is the first Pokemon game to have sprite animation. Ooh, Collie got a crit. Kind of just breezing through the this route right here, despite the encounter rates. Hoppip! Well, we're gonna be talking about you later. You're actually a Pokemon exclusive to this version of Johto. You're using Splash! Do you not have a move? Good luck to feed the kitties. Good luck to you and Collie. Thank you, Stubbs. You go feed them kitties. I think Hoppip just starts with Splash. We're at level 6. And welcome to our first regular destination, Cherry Grove City. In Heart Gold, Soul Silver, this old man would actually stop you and would give you the running shoes. And yes, we are going to be talking about differences between Crystal and Heart Gold, Soul Silver during this playthrough as well. So, right here's a Pokemon Center. Anytime you need to heal up your Pokemon, you can enter this place, and it'll be fully healed and recovered of any statuses. It's quite nice. Only roll Johto Grass Ashaba, but that's the Kanto Pokemon native here. Yeah. Lania! There's also a distinct reason why I chose to play in the morning rather than, doing at midday, which is currently the time right now. Collie is just hitting crit after crit after crit! She is really trying to prove herself right now. I respect it, girlie. You go get it. Pokeballs lying on the ground can be items. We found an antidote. This clears a Pokemon of poison. Is that my bestie? Hi, bestie. Hi.
Kick.
Caterpie. Nah, bestie's swearing in my chat. Doing more tackles. Caterpie is strangely tanky. What is with all the crits? In my practice run, I did not have as many crits on this early section. Calling it at level 7. And here we are, Mr. Pokemon's house. Hello, hello, you must be Koma. Professor Elm said that you would visit. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. We received the mystery egg. I know a couple who run a Pokemon daycare service. They gave me that egg. I was intrigued, so I sent mail to Professor Elm. For Pokemon evolution, Professor Elm is the authority. Even Professor Oak here recognizes that. If my assumption is correct, Professor Elm will know it. Aha! So you're Koma. I'm Oak, a professional Pokemon researcher. I was just visiting my old friend Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon? Let's see. I see. I understand Professor Elm gave you a Pokemon for this errand. To research like Professor Elm and I, Pokemon are our friends. We saw that you would treat your Pokemon with love and care. Ah, you seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See, this is the latest version of the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. We received the Pokédex. Collie was given to his career right by Arceus 2 gens later. Go remake kinds of Pokemon to complete that Pokédex. But I'll stay too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Come on, I'm counting on you. You're returning with Professor Elm? Here, your Pokemon should have some rest. Well, that's considerate of you. I'm depending on you. Oh, we got a phone call. Hello, Koma? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no. Let's get back here now. Well, that doesn't sound good. We should probably get back there as soon as we can. Take the shortcut back. And over here, a fruit-bearing tree. We got a berry. We head into here. This is actually one of the biggest differences between the original games and Heart Gold Soul Silver. You know, Pokemon eat berries. All my Pokemon got healthier by eating a berry. Here, I'll share one with you. In Heart Gold Soul Silver, this would actually be an apricorn that you would be getting here. Check trace or berries. They just drop right off. We get an apricorn in the apricorn box here. And you wouldn't actually be able to skip that in the remake, so yeah. What kind of berry? Yes! Go ahead and drop a save here. Ooh. You got a Pokemon at the lab. What a waste, a wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. It's time for our first rival battle! What's the battle? And it will be using the starter that is strong against yours. In my case, it is Cyndaquil. We're actually going to be using a lot of things. Mainly Growl to lure Cyndaquil's attack. Cyndaquil can use Leer, and that lowers the enemy's defense. So, Cyndaquil definitely has an easier time in this fight than compared to all three of them. We're 2 levels ahead of Cyndaquil, but it is most definitely outspeeding us. Oh no, it's actually a speed tie! Another crit! How would Lear felt it? That's another word for just saying it missed, so. We gained 69 experience points. Nice. Grew to level 8. He learned Razor Leaf. Was defeated. Are you happy you won? We got $300 for winning. Mine is I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. My legs. Do you think my legs I got my figure from just sitting around all day? No. I'm a shrine maiden. As a limit checks in this game, that was only Gen 1 thing. It's no Pokemon game, so it can happen. Right, let's get back over to New Bark Town. Along the way, I'm waiting for Pokemon that appear only at night. Depending on the time of day, this guy will also change his dialogue for I'm waiting for Pokemon that'll appear at day. Let's also get another berry there. We're free from the first patches of grass and no shinies, thank you. Right, back to the lab.
I heard a Pokemon was stolen here. I was getting some information from Professor Elm. Apparently, it was a young male with long red hair. What? You battled a trainer like that? Did you happen to get his name?
Yeah, his name is... I need to get that as a Saturday at some point. No, canonically, this rival's name is Silver, but, we're actually not gonna be calling him that. I think I have a name that I want to call him. Why did I think of Baldy when he did that voice?
Great job! You caught the rival's Pokemon!
We're gonna be calling this guy Dino.
So Dino was his name. Thanks for helping my investigation. I'm gonna go solve some math problems.
Koma, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Pokemon's big discovery? We handed the mystery egg to Professor Elm. This? But is it a Pokemon egg? If it is, it is a great discovery. What? Professor O gave you a Pokedex? Koma, is that true? That's incredible. He's superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Why does the professor sound like Baldy? Wow, Koma, you're gonna take to become a champion. You seem to be getting on great with Pokemon too. You should make the Pokemon Gym Challenge. The closest gym will be the one in Violet City. Koma, the road to championship will be a long one. Before you leave, make sure you talk to your mom. Koma, use these on your Pokedex quest. We received Pokeballs, finally! To add to your Pokedex, you have to catch Pokemon. Throw Pokeballs at wild Pokemon to get them. I forgot the voice I did for Elm already. Hello, Ma. Oh, that's a cute Pokemon. Where'd you get it? Oh, so you're leaving on an adventure. Okay, I'll help too. But what can I do for you? I know, I'll save money for you. On a long journey, money's important. Do you want me to save your money? This means that any money gained from trainers will be sent to your mother, and you'll be able to come back to New Barktown at any time and grab it. I'll take care of your money. Be careful. Pokemon are your friends. You need to work as a team. Now go on. We're free.
Huh? I've seen you a couple times. How many Pokemon have you caught? Would you like me to show you how to catch Pokemon?
No.
Oh, fine then. Anyway, if you want to catch Pokemon, you have to walk a lot.
This is the only generation with a skippable catching tutorial! Okay. We got a lot of ground to cover here, and a lot of Pokemon to discuss as well. So, let's go ahead and meet all of them. Let's start off with... Sentret, our first wild Johto Pokemon! I think the best way to describe this little guy is decent, but outclassed. Johto is in no shortage of amazing normal types, and what Sentret offers to the table is kind of underwhelming. It's a physical attacker that has pretty middling stats fully evolved, and will most likely fall behind all your team members around that point. Luckily though, that evolution is fast, so I think Sentret does have a role as a temporary party member until you get a better normal type. Plus, Furret is not without utility. It can learn Cuts, Surfs, and Strengths if you don't feel like giving your HMs to your main party members. Which, why would you aside from Surf? It by no means is amazing, but I'd still catch one and raise it up. Could come in handy. If all the other normal types don't interest you though, and you just have to use Furret and that cute face is just not enough to say goodbye, then I can at least say it gets some fun coverage options in the elemental punches, and by far its best move is Return. Otherwise, it's just gonna be stuff like Earthquake and Shadow Ball, maybe Slam if it's lucky. It's not a great Pokemon, but it's cute, and it has its use cases. And it's actually one we're gonna be catching. And for the above reasons. You're gonna want to weaken your Pokemon in and throw a Pokeball to try and catch it. Ow! Enemy Citrus use Tackle. It got a critical hit. Two, three. There we go. We got Cinderace in the Pokedex. The Scout Pokemon. When acting as a lookout, it warns others of danger by screeching and hitting the ground with its tail. We're actually gonna give a nickname to this little guy. I am the Scout here. Alright, let's see what we can find up next. It is Hoppip! Let's go ahead and discuss this one. Only in the daytime and exclusive to Crystal. A non-normal type in this route. Fangle Stars. If you didn't choose Chikorita, this is your first chance to catch a grass type. Hoppip's a grass flying type, which means plenty of weaknesses. All of them lethal, especially to ice. And that whole thing about me talking about why grass types aren't really great in Johto, they're even worse for a grass flying type. For all the people who say Chikorita is too hard, imagine Hoppip as your starter. It doesn't get any moves to benefit its flying type, so it's pretty much just a grass type that lost its electric resistance, became neutral to bug, and gained unhealthy weaknesses to rock, and especially a quad weakness to ice. Where Hoppip finds itself on a team is pretty much in its usage of exclusively grass type attacks and support moves. And at using those, it's at least kind of speedy. It's gonna be a lot of Poison Powder, Stun Spore, Leech Seed, and Giga Drain, which, in the case of that last move, it doesn't get through leveling up for some reason? Why? As a rare spawn, it doesn't really feel worth it, to be honest. And it's arguably a hindrance if you're like me and chose Chikorita. I know, I'm weird. If you want a better, for those that just hate Chikorita and want to find a better grass type, it's not gonna be here. Plus, there's also the issue of it only knowing Splash when caught it, so it's gonna be a long road getting it trained up. I'd say skip it and go for a grass type and a flying type separately, two of which are not that far away. And another Pokemon we're gonna be talking about is available in every version of Gen 2. Heck, every version of Johto. So I don't think it'd be that big of a loss, right? I want to like Hoppip in Gen 2. It's just so rough to raise because it only knows Splash. It's really cute. It's just, oh, there's so many hurdles to getting around it. Alright, what's next? Well, it's centered again. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and talk about all the other Pokemon that can be here anyway. So let's do it. Johto has great normal types, they said. Surely Rattata's included in that, right? Not really. At all. One of the Pokemon you can find here is Rattata. It's a speedy physical attacker with a move pool as shallow as my shorts. Its move leveling up is a decent one, admittingly. Hyper Fang. This is an 80 power normal move that has 90% accuracy and a small chance to flinch. It's factually better bite before it became a physical attack. But that's it. Raticate has a rainbow of good and fun moves that it can try and use, but it's absolute dog water at using most of them because it's one of the biggest losers of the special stat changes. For those unfamiliar, in Generation 1, special attack and special defense did not exist. Instead, both of them were wrapped into one special stat. This meant Pokemon like Chansey and Alakazam, who had absurd special stats, were not only just bulky, but were also stupid strong attackers. Raticate has some great moves like Blizzard, Fire Blast, and Thunder that I can't use well at all because they're special. Put simply, every Raticate is going to be using this set. Hyper Fang, Earthquake, Shadow Ball, and Curse. Maybe a hidden power if it's physical. Like I said, Johto is in no shortage of normal types, and I just think Rattata is outclassed by all of them. And yes, Furret is included in that as well. Wanna know why? Raticate is a worse HM user, since it can't use Surf. I don't know why, but it just can't. Oh no, just don't use Rattata. You'll thank me later. Only in the daytime you can find Pidgey. He's Bud Pokemon, which, fun fact, was the original name for flying. Radio, wow, this round low-key kinda stinky. This Pokemon is Shock Horror, our first flying type. That typically means it'll lean more towards physical attacks. We're 3 for 3 on normal physical bonds. Not gonna lie, Pidgey ain't great, or anywhere close to good for that matter. Where other normal types excel is in the move pools, and Pidgeot is an exception. Not to say it doesn't have a decent moveset when fully evolved, it's more to the fact that it doesn't succeed on its own merits. Leveling up, it'll be using mostly normal and flying moves alongside agility, which is keyword for give me return, please. I'd say get this if you want to have a normal type that can fly and somewhat decently take care of other things, but I think you'll find a better flying type if you just give me a little time. I promise it'll be worth it. Sorry for the kind of shortened down our bio here, but Pidgey just didn't really give me a lot to work with here. Will there be a 4th physical normal mon in this route? Nope. Hoot is only found at 9 as a rare example of a flying type special tank. Finally something interesting. Chikorita haters, you might want to listen to this one. Mixed in with its respectable HP and special bulk is an R-rate support move pool. It's rare to see a Route 1 bird be able to learn psychic moves, and that's kinda why I like Hoot. The main strategy here is all based around Hypnosis. We're gonna run a set with Hypnosis, Dream Eater, Reflect, and your choice of a secondary attack. I'd recommend Return or Fly personally, but again, up to you. At its core, Noctowl wants to waste the opponent's time and keep itself alive through Dream Eater. With their Pokemon sleeping, that means more time to not spend doing damage. And also, more time keeping yourself alive. If you're okay with battles going slower, then Noctowl is for you. A Pokemon I can recommend without a whole lot of caveats. The only real one is that it's weak to both electric and ice, but even then, you'd probably try to resist to both of them. And if you don't, you will eventually. And that's all the Pokemon on this route. But we're not done yet. Oh god, we're not done yet. Yeah, they kind of just threw a whole lot of wild Pokemon at you all at once, so... And hey, there's our berry procking. I would be using Razor Leaf right now to get the stab bonus, but Cully right now isn't really doing a whole lot with despite the stab bonus. Because flying types resist grass, so there you go. Cully are to level 9. Now, we're actually going to be moving on a little ahead here. We're going to head up to this place. Because we have some Pokemon that we can catch here as well, in Route 46. So, let's go ahead and meet some of them. What are we going to find first? That'll be the first one that I talk about. Geodude! I got a rock, man. Geodude is our first rock type. Right away, rock types end up being more bulky than most others, and Geodude is no exception. However, to fully reap the benefits of those buffs, you need to trade when it evolves into a Graveler. Golem is a Pokemon that just about any Johto team can respect having on. Good bulk, good offensive timing, and decent moves. Of the notable ones you can look forward to, it's got Stab, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. It sounds great, and yes it is. But again, this comes at the major cost of being a 20-year-old game you're attempting to use a trade evolution on. Now, in the case of Graveler, it actually isn't bad. It isn't amazing, and certainly wouldn't be the first choice for a tank, but it's okay. The thing to keep an eye on are the lower stats. This thing's speed is the same as Ledion's attack, as well as it not really caring that much about special moves with its 45 special defense. Add that in with 55 HP and you've got a very specialized Pokemon. If a physically bulky rock type is what you need, then you're in luck. If it isn't what you need, then you might want to wait a couple seconds before I want to tell you what's next. Graveler's okay, and Golem is great. If you could trade, excellent, go for it. If not, then it won't be an awful per se, just outclassed. I would recommend this if you got Chikorita though. And right on cue, a Pokemon that I also recommend if you have Chikorita, Spearow. I got a bird that does act well, it's Spearow. Make the best flying type in the early game. See, I told you it wouldn't take that long. Spearow is a decent physical attacker and yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get the bat out of the way first though. Spearow's move pool when fully evolved is pretty shallow by normal type standards. That and the flying type gives us some notable weaknesses. Other than that though, it's great. It's also learning Pick, and then we'll learn Drill. Pick. I said pick, you ability degenerates! But yeah, those are some pretty good moves for a physical flying type. I'd also recommend Steel Wing in return for some extra stab and coverage. Add that in with a move like Protect and you're good to go. One move that sadly misses out on... Thank you. One move that sadly misses out on is Quick Attack, which for some reason is only available through breeding. Even though Rattata can get it leveling up. I don't understand move pools in these intergenerations, man. Point aside, Fearow is as good as he can get for a flying type attacker in the main story. And it's actually a Pokemon that I actually want to catch for a reason that isn't going to be related to being on our team. Ow. Well, there's actually another Pokemon that I do want to catch here if we can try and, like, find it. And for actual purposes. So, there you go. But I think let's go ahead and try and meet it right now. Rarely found only in Crystal in the morning. Phanpy! Hold it! I know this seems really tempting, but I need to let you know some of the absolute pain you're in for should you go for this. Phanpy is a wild Pokemon who can run away, and will if not caught on the first turn. So that's the major hurdle to climb here. But if you're lucky enough to catch it, read 'em and weep. My actions have purpose now. If the trade evolution for Golden was too much to ask in the year 2026, then I've got the more accessible tank for you. Donphan is an absolutely stellar Pokemon. You can tell by how many forms it got in future games. A physically bulky attacker with access to Horn Attack, Earthquake, and Rollout leveling up. Sounds to me like a pretty rock-solid deal, right? Yes. Yes, it is. In the way of interesting combos, I want to give special attention to Rollout and Defense Curl. Most people will choose to get rid of Defense Curl on their tanks early on, because why would they need to buff their defense? Well, I'd recommend keeping it on for Donphan, as not only are you making yourself more tanky, but Rollout's power will be doubled if you use it right after, turning it from starting at a 30 power move to a 60 power move with something Donphan wants to be doing anyway. Right on to set with Earthquake and your choice of Curse, Toxic, or Protect, and you've got an amazing wall breaker that can take physical hits really well. The one major thing to look out for with Donphan are special hits. While it may not have as many weaknesses as Golem, the ones it does have are quite lethal. But that's why I want to recommend this for Chikorita players. With a sole exception to Fire and Ice, these two complement their weaknesses super well. Meganium can take the special hits aimed at Donphan, and Donphan can take the physical attacks. It's a wonderfully amazing combo that's so underutilized by nature of Phanpy being this early on only in this game, and none of the other versions of Johto. If it looks fun, Believe me, it is fun. Feel blessed if you get this little guy, because I guarantee that you are. Unfortunately, we're not being able to find this thing right now. Yes, we're playing Pokemon. Welcome on in, George. I'm having a lot of fun doing these Pokemon dios, I gotta say. This is all the stuff that I was researching before starting this playthrough. It's been a lot of fun. Are we gonna be able to find it? Nope, that's Geodude. Oh, we're so close to leveling up to level 10. Is that... Nope, Spearow. Yeah, what I said about it being a rare encounter, I wasn't kidding. And it's really only in the morning, so that's why the, that's why I had to set my, my clock to that thing. It only spawns in the morning. Is it? No, Geodude. We're hit the double digits before we even saw Fanpy. I guess the one thing about Geodude is that Razor Leaf will one-hit KO it because it's a quad weak to grass, so that works out for me. Well, the crystal changes of the Pokedex are a little questionable. I will say, like, oh, Collie... I thought that was another crit, I won't lie. I did not realize that Collie was doing that much damage with Tackle. God, she is, like, doing the big damage. I want to see if we try and, like, make an attempt at Fanpy. Actually, I think we need to go on ahead to Cherry Grove City so that we can also get some more Pokeballs and heal up whilst we're here. Because I have a feeling we're gonna need them. Immediately we get our good counter. Hi, Pidgey. Vampy gets like no stab moves. Well, actually, that isn't true. It does eventually get stuff like Earthquake, so, we also need to start leveling up Scout, because I do want to eventually get Furret, so... If we come over here, we can head to the Pokemart. And we can buy some stuff. Let's get some Pokeballs. This is also in a generation before we got, get some potions. Alright, now let's get back out to Route 46. I'm gonna also put on... I forget. Did I have this wrong, or is Fampy just a Pokemon that runs away at the if you're a higher level? Let's try this with Scout. We'll make one more attempt at it, and then we're gonna go for the ad break. Because I actually want to catch a Fanpy for our team, so... Spiro. Gonna go ahead and... It's Rattata. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna take a short break so that I can also let my voice rest a little bit, because I've been in constant yap mode. We're gonna BRB for a moment, and then when we come back, we're gonna continue our hunt for Fanpy. So, BRB, chat. Howdy do, neighborinos, we're back. Right. Back to the hunt. It reminds me of the hunt. I will end up with Vampy at some point. Certainly wouldn't hurt to get Scout leveled up so we can evolve into a Furt, though. Ow! I gotta say, like, even though, like, Chikorita is, like, considered the hard mode, I'm actually really enjoying having Kali on my team. Like, the amount of crits that she's been able to, like, able to accrue with Razor Leaf and Tackle so far, it's been really fun. Geodude. Geodude? I am the scout here. Yeah, when I said this thing was a rare encounter, I meant it. Spiro. Ew. Ew. Ooh, high damage roll. Yay, he's got leveled up! We can use a berry. Alright, here we go again. I think I'm just running away from all the Geodudes and fighting the Spiros and Rattatas. That way we can start, like, getting through some training and also some other things too. I guess we have another thing that we can talk about whilst we're out here hunting for Fanpy. Gold and silver prototypes were recently leaked. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the method that they were used to bring them out, because it was through a Game Freak hack. But they do have some bit of interesting information. A lot of early Pokemon designs for Gold and Silver were thrown around in here. Namely, one of Hoot Hoot. All I'm gonna say is that they're out in the wild. There isn't really much that we could do. They made good talking points. It's good for preservation. I just don't necessarily agree with how they were gotten. Another thing I want to mention is related to the Pokemon Adventures manga. Compared to Heart Gold, Chris was actually an original character that was made for this game and was brought over to the manga before she was eventually replaced by Lyra in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Which, Lyra is cute, but I always preferred Chris in terms of the Johto female protagonist. But, to be honest, I think she really just screams Crystal version rather than just Gold and Silver. Which makes sense, all things considered. Okay, I think I'm gonna give it one more attempt before I just say give up and we're just gonna go. This is our last chance, Banby. Well, the chance is passed. We gotta get going eventually, so we'll come back and get Vampy another time, I suppose, then. I secretly wanted that last patch of grass to be a wild Pokemon, but yeah. Whatever. Let's get moving on to the next route, because there's also a new Pokemon that we could talk about here. So, let's get on and talking about them, shall we? Right on the first tile, that's crazy talk. Who is it? Weedle! Oh. I think it's early morning. I feel silly. Well, there we go. Anyway, at night in Silver and Crystal, you can find Weedle, an early game bug type. Gonna be honest, this is actually kind of okay. Hear me out. Weedle, when fully evolved, becomes a bug poison type. The flying type that Butterfree has gave us some crippling weaknesses that don't make it worth taking past the starting gate. Beedrill, on the other hand, gains a lot from that poison typing. Namely, 2-quad resist to grass and fighting. I like poison types. And what it offers to a bug type is amazing, not just for defense, but for offense as well. Mainly, it means Stab Sludge Bomb. Beedrill also has a signature move, Twin Needle. This is a 25 power bug type move that always hits twice, and a second strike has a chance to poison. In terms of bug type moves, it's certainly okay. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. We'll get there. Oh god, we'll get there. Now the part I'm dreading. The move pool and the stats. No stat over 90, and the move pool is extremely shallow, even with TMs. Boy, that seems to be a problem in Johto. Despite all this though, I think Beedrill can be a usable party member until a better bug type comes later. It's certainly not without its merits. In Silver only, you can find Kakuna. Harden. Next! Only in the daytime in Golden Crystal, Caterpie! This one's pretty easy to explain. Another Pokemon that evolves super fast and helps you get until you get better party members. Being honest here, this may be the worst Butterfree has ever been. If being grass type in the early game is rough, then bug types are an Achilles heel. Caterpie has mountains of weaknesses that are only amplified to its eventual flying type when fully evolved. Not to say that there aren't any merits to it in the short term though. When it evolves, it'll gain moves like Gust, Confusion, and Poison Powder. You're looking at a Pokemon that'll help out in some scenarios, but be an absolute paperweight past the early stages of the game. Those early routes are the only chances to catch this family in Johto, so make good use of it if it interests you. Really found in Gold only, you can find Caterpie's evolved form Metapod. It knows Harden as well. Next! Only at Night and Crystal, this is your first chance to catch Zubat! A lightning-fast Pokemon that desperately needed an evolution, and it got one. Fun fact, this evolves as one of the fastest Pokemon in Johto. Sadly, I don't think catching it right now was a good call. Its only usable attack is Leech Life, and unlike future generations, it's an awful move. Basically being a diet bug-type Absorb. Past that point, though, is a lot better. Eventually, it will learn Bite, and while its special attack isn't anything to write home about, it is 100 times better than Leech Life. Plus, soon after, it will learn Confuse Ray. Basically, I'm saying that if you want to raise a Zubat, I'd give it some time, because early on it is not great. To get it fully evolved, you need High Happiness, which isn't amazing in a generation without a Soothe Bell. Don't worry, there's plenty of opportunities to catch this family, so there's no shame in waiting on it. Crobat is amazing, and I'll certainly sing its praise when we're able to find Golbat in the wild. Also only in Crystal, at night, is Poliwag. This is our first chance being able to catch it. This Polypal is Pop-type Puncher, Part-type Prince. That sounded better in my head. In simpler terms, this means Pokemon is a split evolution. As such, we'll be talking about Poliwrath and Politoed, respectively. Poliwrath is evolved with a Water Stone, and becomes a Water Fighting type. In this new fighting form, it gains a respectable bulk and physical attack. Secondary fighting stat essentially means it now has a stronger submission and dynamic punch. Despite being more physically based, Poliwrath can comfortably be a mixed attacker. Usually one of our moves like Surf, Submission, Icy Wind for speed control, and then either Protect or Toxic. The unfortunate thing about Poliwrath is that it misses out on some potent moves while leveling up. Most notable of all of them is Substitute, which isn't available without transferring from Gen 1. And if you want Body Slam, Belly Drum, and Hydro Pump, you're keeping it as a Poliwhirl at ridiculously high levels. That said though, Poliwrath is still a decent Pokemon. Even if it's a bit shallow, it managed to get past the usual trappings of early game team members. Though, unless you desperately need a Water type right now, you can comfortably wait a bit on this family if you're unsure. As for Politoed, the item we need to involve it isn't going to be for a while, so we won't be going over it right now. But to satisfy the curiosity, it isn't overpowered like its hidden ability would leave you thinking. Exclusive to Silver and Crystal in the morning, Ladybug! Yet another early game bug type, and another that's a bug flying type. As an early bird, it more resembles the actual worm. Yeah, Ladybug kinda sucks. Its highest stat fully evolved is Special Defense, which looks promising at a nice 110. But it's backed up by 55 HP and utter garbage stats everywhere else aside from its okay speed. Let me put it to you this way. Sunkern, the weakest of all Pokemon in terms of pure stats, has only 5 less attack than Ledion. As if all that wasn't bad enough, its stabs are both physical. And with that 35 attack, it's not gonna hurt anything. So then maybe you'd think it'd be an okay support mine. But even at that, it's flawed. It has both Reflect and Light Screen, which sounds great. But it's an utter paperweight when it comes to staying in. If you're staring down a rock type, you're better off switching or trying again later. In the way of utility though, I can't imagine that this Pokemon is one of the few to learn Baton Pass. This is a switch move that will switch your opponent to... that will switch your target to another one of your team members and pass along any positive stat buffs. But, again, with paper-thin bulk, it's not going to be able to make use of those stat boosts. And as the cherry on top, even its one good stat is still not enough. Put simply, Fire, Ice, and Electric moves are all special and immensely common. And again, those attacks are being taken with 55 HP, so even if you somehow survive, you're not going to be healthy enough to strike back. Not that you would, mind you, but still. Most of the time, if you're not dead, you get one screen off, and that's about it. If the greatest contribution this Pokemon made is one of the best episodes on False Spike Gaming, where it was playfully given overpowered stats, they took Dunsparce to finally drop it out of Ubers before the evolution was even conceived, then this is a bad Pokemon not worth your time or anybody else's. At least Butterfree has fun psychic moves and Beedrill has good stabs. It's always the cute ones, isn't it? Does the gold version of this mon fare better? Well, let's see. Only igniting golden crystal spinner rack. Ugh. Bad. Oh, I have some history with this guy. But I promise to be fair, and I'll get the positives. This is a weird Pokemon, and not necessarily in a good way. It's a slow bug poison type that focuses on offense, and you really feel it. But slow attackers have had their history of being good underrated. Heck, look at Snorlax, who dominates this generation's competitive scene. Surely Ariados could be worth something, right? No, Ariados may be arguably worse than Ledion, and that is an achievement. Right away, no stat over 90. Ledion at least has triple-digit special defense. However, it does have a decent attack stat and a pretty good stat that can spam Sludge Bomb. Plus, admittingly, there is a utility purpose, mainly through its exclusive move, Spider Web. This traps the opposing Pokemon, preventing it from fleeing or switching out. This could be nice because Johto has a thing for fleeing Pokemon. Sounds great, right? I wish. Here's the thing about Spinarak and Ariados, and the part that I've been dreading. Their level up moves are awful. It takes until level 25 to get a step move above 15 power. And that's after it evolves. It's stuck using Poison Sting and Constrict for way too long. And even if you suffer long enough to see Ariados, it doesn't get much better. If an HM move is better attacked by its actual move pool, then you know things are dire. Its strongest attack is Psychic, which is a great move, but it's at level 63, and Ariados' special attack is Utter Blight. Basically, the set I'm going to give you is really the only usable one it's got. Toxic, Curse, Sludge Bomb, and Dig. But even honestly, that feels like a stretch. Curse will make you even slower at the trade-off doing some actual damage and maybe taking a hit sometimes. Just don't use Ariados. Speaking as someone who tried to make it work in the remakes, where it's theoretically better with a lot more coverage, it was not worth it. Johto has some good bug types, so you're not missing much by skipping out on it. Wow, I got more mad over this guy than I did Ledion. Cuteness really does fall through. And if we come over here, we can see our first trainer battle. I just lost, so I'm trying to find more Pokemon. Wait, you look weak. Come on, let's battle. My friends, meet youngster Joey. A trainer so infamous he would be in every single Pokemon game following. Did we get the crit? I was getting ready to say, Collie, did you get the crit again? Ack, I lost again. Doggone it. Doggone it. Do I have more Pokemon in order to battle better? No, I'm sticking with this one, no matter what. So can I get your phone number? I'll ring you for some battles. I'm a rookie too, so I think it'd be a good motivator. Sure, Joey. Some trainers you can talk to again and you can get their phone number. I'll call you when I get the urge to battle. Ain't that swell? We had another trainer up here. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? Then you have to battle. Youngster Mikey! This guy is Pidgey! I think I'm gonna let Scout take this battle here. Let's go ahead and put up a defense curl. Ouchie. Even on a high roll, defense curls didn't really help much there. Whoa! Big damage! Alright, next up is Rattata. Let's go. Alright, it's attempting to use Tail Whip, and it's gonna be missing a whole lot, so that way we're safe when it comes to our attack stat. And the time that it finally hits, I think we're gonna be killing it, so... There we go! That's strange. I won before. Trainer tips. No stealing other people's Pokemon. Pokeballs are only thrown at wild Pokemon. So screwed over by stats and abilities. Yeah. Go ahead and get up to level 11 with Collie. What's up to you? I'm not a trainer, but if you lock one in the eyes, prepare to battle. You know, I'm actually starting to really like having Scout. Instead of a buff Pokemon, I found a trainer. If the brain type are actually going to be using Scout, I think, you know, Sentra's actually pretty valuable as as a team member could be. They're being hit by String Shot. Sentra's pretty slow, so it's not really going to matter all that much. Big damage rolls from Scout. Level 6. Caterpie. We're doing so good in terms of all our stuff. Ah, we missed. Get him, Scout. Okay, I'm at half. Not bad. There we go. We defeated Bug Catcher done. Oh, you're too strong. And welcome to a new route. Route 31. There is a couple of new Pokemon that we can catch here. One of them, I think might be quite interesting to you. One we're actually going to be catching, but not for a purpose that you'd be expecting. Let's see if we can find it. Well, it's not here, but, you know, we'll do it. Anyway, Bellsprout! Hey, right on cue! Our better grass type! Bellsprout's a mixed attacker, and what a good one it is! With stats like those, it'll be fighting fit right out of the box! The big thing to note about Bellsprout is how accessible it is for new trainers. You catch it pretty early, it has some good stats, evolves at a decent level, it can evolve again as soon as you find the Leaf Stone. It's just a nice Pokemon. Right away, its main stat for a bit is going to be Vine Whip, but that isn't too bad since it will get growth right after being caught. That will boost attack and special attack by 1 stage. Quite a nice attack it will most likely stick with for life. Add that in with Poison Move, with Powder Moves and Stun Spore, along with being a great target for the Sludge Bomb TM, you've got a reliable grass type that can comfortably support the team, whilst doing big damage. I also want to mention Sunny Day and Solar Beam. I'd recommend to see a fire type and want that extra firepower. Seriously, consider this if you chose Cyndaquil or are going to catch a fire type down the road. The main downside is that Victory Bell isn't the most bulkiest Pokemon around, and it has a lot of notable weaknesses. Unfortunately, the first major boss is one of them. What do you think I've been saying about all the grass types so far? By contrast, though, this Pokemon has some great resist. So it's really what you make it. Reason why I'm not using it is because I already have a grass type, and practically every playthrough of Johto I've done has one. If you're rode with a different starter though, then this is a great choice. If not for the above reasons, then a reason we'll see very soon. Only in Crystal at night. This is your first chance to catch Ghastly. One of only 2 ghost-type families in Johto. I'll explain why that sucks later. Right at the bat, I want to mention something to you Alonia players. It requires trading to fully evolve. But honestly, if there's ever a reason to make friends, it's Gengar. Absurd special attack, amazing coverage, wicked nasty support moves, and has some great speed too. In fact, this evolves as one of the best special attackers in Johto. However, given that this is an older game, chances are you can't trade. So I think a fair compromise would be to look at this from the perspective of a Haunter, which is still decent. 115 special attack is definitely nothing to scoff at, and 95 speed is pretty good too. Even disregarding the better stats of Gengar, you got fun coverage options in Giga Drain, Psychic, and even Thunderbolt through tutoring. I think I recommend this Pokemon if you're okay with it being a glass cannon. Haunter is fast, and hits hard with its special moves, but it's utter paper against everything else. If you can switch it in properly, almost nothing can stand in its way. We're getting a call from Jelly. Anyway, bleh. And if you got Gengar, not a chance they're gonna live. Yo, Koma, how you doing? This is Joey, got a minute? How are your Pokemon doing? My Rattata's ready to go, just like always. It's the only one I have. I'm going to become a great trainer with it. Oh yeah, I saw a wild Pidgey. I thought about going for it. But I decided to work on my one and only ride to the extreme end. Alright, later! Some pretty nice Pokemon that we could be finding here. Unfortunately, the Pokemon that I actually want to find here is, being rather complicated. There seems to be a running theme here. There we go. Because I actually really do want to show this off here. I want to mention the music about Gold and Silver. It's really, really amazing. You're not the grass type I need! Even at level 5, it knows Splash. Hop-Ip. Oh hey, it has a secondary move. It has Tail Whip. Where is it? You're not what I need either. To put the mystery aside, we're hunting for Bellsprout, because I'm actually going to be, because I want to show off something that we can do once we reach our next destination. And we're actually going to be catching 2 of them. One for an above purpose, and another with a, and another for a reason we'll see later on. Go ahead and just breeze through all the Ladybug and all the Ladybug and the Hop-Ips. There it is! Now we're actually going to be using Razor Leaf here because grass is resisted by itself, so... There's that Vine Whip. We actually want to catch this Bellsprout here. There's a very good reason why, and we'll see it in a minute. Wow! 2 damage on a crit. That's crazy. Pokeball, go! Nice! Bellsprout, the flower Pokemon. If it notices anything that moves, it immediately flings its vine at the object. Vinny. We'll call you Vinny. Because it's Vine, and it sounds like Vinny. Alright, we need to catch one more Bellsprout for the purpose that we're going to be seeing later. That one we're actually going to be having for a utility purpose. Holly is close to level 12. That is crazy to think about. We could also start training up, Scout a little bit more. That's probably smart. It is weak, though, so I think having Collie out in the field is probably going to do us a lot more good. What do you say? Dark Cave. Pokemon would light it up. I'd explore it. Light up a dark cave, eh? Wonder what that could mean. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Going back and forth right now. We're level 12! And learn Reflex! This is another reason why I love Chikorita. It gets screen moves! Having it be there so they can help support the team with Reflect, that's another reason why I love having Chikorita on my team. There's our second Bellsprout. I'm whittling it down with the Razor Leaf because I know that Tackle will probably kill it, so... Alright, let's go ahead and catch this thing. There we go. And we're not actually going to be giving this one a nickname. Alright, let's heal up and let's get back on the road, shall we? Vinny, we're actually going to be using Scout here. We're not actually going to be exploring Dark Cave right now. Instead, we're actually going to be moving right along here. There's an item right here. We got a Bitterberry. I forget what that does off the top of my head. Self-cure for confusion. Essentially a Persian berry for a king. I walked too far today looking for Pokemon. My feet hurt and I'm sleepy. What Pokemon? I'd be easy to catch. The range for trainers is huge. Don't underestimate them. I got a bunch of Pokemon. Let me battle with you. This is Bugcatcher Wade. And the army of bugs. Scout is almost out of tackles. We need to clean up this team, quite quickly. One damage for a crit. I am the Scout here. Oh, that makes me sad. Big damage. 1 damage for a crit again. Scout grew to level 7. Now we're on Weedles. We gotta worry about getting poisoned now. But I think its defense is worse than Caterpie, so we don't have to worry as much about running out of moves here. Ooh. Sorry about all the extra noise. There's some birds going on and yapping right now. Ugh. There we go. No. We just want to talk to Wade again. You can catch Pokemon even if you got 6 with you. If you catch 1, you'll go to your box automatically. You're awesome. I like you. I look for Pokemon here every day. When I'm in the grass, I found all kinds of berries. If you'd like, I'll share some. Could I get your phone number? Sure. You'll hear from me as soon as I find anything that you might like. And if you come over here, we get a Pokeball. Alright, well, that's everything we can do on this route for right now. Let's skedaddle onwards. Oh, now when I don't actually need Bellsprout, there it is. That's kind of funny. I met a good Pokemon in Dark Cave. I'm going to raise it on to take on Faulkner. He's the leader of Violet City's gym. Well, that's good to know. What's up to you? I came too far out. I better phone home. And talk to you.
Hi there. Did you visit Sprout Tower?
Sprout Tower is going to be our next destination. Welcome to Violet City. I really love the fact that Johto has a lot of ancient Japanese architecture in it, and in the remakes, this place looks absolutely gorgeous. But if we come down here,
a Pokemon you get into trade grows quickly, but if you don't have the right gym badge, they might disobey you.
That's just telling us about trade evolution Pokemon. I collect Pokemon. Do you have a Bellsprout? Want to trade it for my Onix? Yes, we do. We're gonna hand over this Bellsprout that we caught earlier to get Onix. Take the game link cable. This trade for a Bellsprout is one of the best there is. The end result is Onix. What was and still is a great rock type wall, it was blessed with a brand new evolution relishing the new steel type. If you can trade it. But again, blah 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 blah, 20-year-old game, let's just talk about Onix Excels with we'll yap about the evolution. When it comes to physical walls, they're the usual trappings. Great defense, decent attack, but pretty middling everything else. That's where Onix finds itself a niche. Defensive Pokemon aren't normally fast, and the old Rock Snake is just that. Now, it's not gonna outrun a lot of things, but the things it can make it a great switch-in. In the way it moves, it'll get Rock thrown on far from being traded, and Staff Earthquake later in life is also nothing to scoff at. And for downsides, it's called Special Defense, and there's so many weaknesses of being Rock Ground in a gen where all grass and water moves are special. What I'm trying to get at here is that you need to watch what Pokemon is coming in with Onix. Any special attacker were eaten for breakfast. On the contrary, most physical attackers will be utter paperweight against it. And hey, if nothing else, you could use it for an upcoming gym battle. Rock versus flying. So there's that niche. Especially helpful if you chose Chikorita. As for Steelix, it trades out a lot of speed for steel typing and having the highest defense stat in Johto. Steel's resistances are plentiful, and has even more than what you'd be used to nowadays, mainly because it resists Dark and Ghost. Ending with the coaster coverage of Iron Tail Crunch Team with Dragon Breath sounds fun, doesn't it? While its special attack is less than stellar, it can still brandish these moves' secondary effects due to it just lasting against everything. The only real types I need to look out for are Water and Fighter. Water, Fire, and Fighting Water and Fire. Steel Ground is an incredible defensive typing. The Metal Coat need to evolve it is a ways away though, and there'll be other steel types that might look a bit more flexible if a wall isn't exactly what you're looking for, or if you are able to trade it again. That said, if you can, then absolutely go for it. We're done with new Pokemon for now. Like I said, I had a lot to say, so let's explore around Violet City for a little bit. Let's talk to these two. I traded my best Pokemon to the guy beside me. Huh? The Pokemon I just got is holding something. Let's talk to you. A Pokemon holding a berry will heal itself in battle. Many other items can be held by Pokemon. It sure is tough taking notes. I'm taking notes of the teacher's lecture. I better copy stuff on the blackboard too. This is a trainer school, a reoccurring location in most Pokemon games, giving you helpful tips and tricks about how to be a new trainer. Over here is the gym. We're not actually going to be able to go there just yet. Instead, we're going to restock on our item pool. We can also buy X items. These consumable items will raise your stat grade by 1 point. But we'll wear off if you decide to switch out. It works out just like a stat buffing move. And this, Sprout Tower. Experience the way of Pokemon. This is gonna be our next destination. Let's see, where are we at right now? Rocky! Rocky the Onix will come holding, we can just see here, a Bitterberry. It'll come with Tackle and Screech. Like I said, Onix is a good Pokemon, especially if you got Chikorita and we're not able to get Geodude or Phanpy. It will not be a Pokemon that we'll be using, however, so we can access Bill's PC and go to the Pokemon storage, let's go ahead and store Rocky. And we could keep Vinny for right now. In the remakes, walking Pokemon would actually have different things to say depending on the location that they are. Bringing a Bellsprout to Sprout Tower would give it a special little interaction. And here we are in Sprout Tower. A Bellsprout over 100 feet tall. People say it became the center pillar here. See the pillar shaking? People are training upstairs. It's a really cool effect that I don't think gets replicated a whole lot. Only if you reach the top will you obtain an HM. What's up to you?
However hard we battle, the tower will stand strong.
In the original Gold and Silver, this is also the first place that you could have catched Ghastly. And, yeah, that gives it a place to be a niche. Also, I hope you like Bellsprout, because we're gonna be seeing it a lot. This place isn't called Sprout Tower for nothing. We're gonna get a healthy doses of experience for Scout here. Go ahead and just keep tackling, keep doing the thing, and we go to level 8. Another Bellsprout. I am the scout here. Dang, that was a high roll for that damage. Looking good. Come over here and we get a Paralyzed Heal. This does what it says on the tin, heals paralysis. Not something we're going to be seeing a whole lot, but something to keep in mind.
We stand guard in this tower. Here we express our gratitude to honor all Pokemon.
Another Bellsprout. Go ahead and just hit with Tackle. Them birdies are yapping. Just keep on tackling. We're close to getting another level up here. One thing I do want to say about Sentret in the remakes is that it actually gets the move. Ooh. Crit Scattergun shot much? Scout is really growing on me, I won't even lie with y'all. Get an X accuracy. There's our Rattata. It's red. Dang, stabbed it. What with all the crits? Sway like leaves in the wind. Sway, sway. Guess what? It's more Bellsprouts. It wouldn't surprise me if we end up getting to level 10 by the end of this, by the end of this dungeon. Marble sprouts. Marble sprouts. Ow. My dating. Oh, I'm weak. Go ahead and top Scout off. Scout is doing amazing right now. I don't really give a whole lot of thought to Furret, Centered and Furret all that much as actual Pokemon, aside from just them walking around and enjoying life. But like, I'm kind of impressed right now. I won't even lie. In practice, I didn't actually use a Sentry as an actual team member, but like, color me impressed. Alright, we got a whole heaping load of trainers here that we need to break through, so go ahead and tap Scout off here. Let's keep going. Marble Sprout, Marble Sprout. We're almost to level 10, that's crazy. This is when the Bellsprout start actually knowing growth, we could make them a little dangerous. Now this brings back a lot of memories. Oh yeah, whoa! We didn't gain a lot of experience there, Nando. My training is incomplete. Alright, I think we're pretty good on levels for Scout and Collie now, so we can kind of just, like, go at it however we want, so let's go over here. The Elder's HM lights even pitch black darkness. Well, that should be nice to know. Sage Neil wants to battle with more Bellsprouts. Did you think it was gonna be anything else? Collie just stands in the face of all these Bellsprouts. Oh, who's my special girl? It is my head that is bright. Let me see how much you trust your Pokemon. Okay. 2 Pokemon. One of them's a Bellsprout, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Oh, but this one's level 7. Woo. Look at string with something but a row of bus. Can this Pokemon leave me alone? We're in Sprout Tower right now, George. We're not going to be seeing the end of this. It's not going to be until we get out of this place where we see the end of the Bellsprouts. Hoot hoot! Now this is a little different. Fun beta fact about this playthrough, I originally went with Totodile and had Hoot Hoot as my second party member. Oh, that hurt. I think we're gonna go for the Razor Leaf so we can have that extra stab. And the crit. That helps too. Level 13. Yes, your trust is real. Whoa. You are indeed skilled as a trainer. As promised, here is your HM. But let me say this. You should treat your Pokemon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokemon are not tools of war. He claims to be an elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really could care less about weak Pokemon. Dino use an escape rope. We found an escape rope. What'd you name this jerk? Dino. So good of you to come here. Sprout Tower is a place of training. People at Pokemon test their bonds to build a bright future together. I am the final test. I thought about a rival name and I thought of the Flintstones, so... Dino. Allow me to check the charts between you and your Pokemon and you. My weak Pokemon will leave an impression. Sage Lee is the final boss of the Sprout Tower, and, it's definitely a jump up in difficulty. So much so that we're actually going to be setting up Reflect. Mainly for what he's got going on next. Forgot the battle, just want to sucker punch him. Bellsprout. Go ahead and bath. We're about to run out of Reflect, so I think I kind of want to go ahead and set that up before the next Pokemon comes out. Hoot Hoot. Yeah, even with a crit, that hurt. Even with the drop in everything else, I think I'm gonna go for Razor Leaf. Let's use a Growl. Okay, yeah, now we can start whittling this thing down. Hoot Hoot is especially bulky, so this may be a little bit of a thing. There goes the Reflect. Okay, I think we're in the clear. One tackle should just about do it. Nice. Level 14. Ah, excellent. You and your Pokemon should have no problem using this move. Take this Flash HM. We got the HM for Flash. Flash illuminates even the darkest of all places. Use it out of battle, you might need a Flash from Violet City's gym. In the remakes, Flash was just a field move that you didn't need to actually have a badge in order to use. And this is actually a move we're going to be teaching to Vinny. Alright, it's ad time, peoples. Go ahead and heal up, and then we're going to be taking on the Violet City Gym when we come back. Fun fact, also in the remakes, you needed to complete Sprout Tower before you could go and do the Violet City Gym. In this game, you could do it right away. So, it saves a little bit of time on a speed run. Right. We're going to BRB for a moment, and when we come back, we are going to be taking on the gym. BRB!
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here. Welcome back.
Right. It's showtime. Right ahead of us is the gym. I'm gonna go ahead and drop ourselves a little savey save here. Faulkner is a flying type gym leader. Let's talk to you.
Hey, I'm no trainer, but I can give some advice. Believe me, if you believe a championship dream can come true, you believe? Now listen, the grass house we can get the flying time. Keep this in mind.
Yeah, I have come to realize.
So in front, so our main strategy is going to be setting up Reflect with Collie, and then letting our big damage be through Scout.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and swap Scout in first before we actually go and reach Faulkner. Let me see if you're good enough to face Faulkner.
Bird Keeper Abe wants to battle, and has a Spearow.
Use that swear word that I hate.
It hurts over a lot. Spearow was no joke. This can't be true.
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to stock up on potions. Alright, there we go. Now we can fully take on the gym. There we go. So much vulgarity in this gym. I know, right? It's only gonna get worse.
The key word is goods. Those of you trading night and day to become bird Pokemon masters. Come on. Come on.
Pokemon Crystal.
Pokemon Crystal. Of course. Don't.
Pidgey. Hi Zenny, welcome on in. Ow!
I am the scout here.
Ooh, that's big damage. Even if Scout's being outsped by a whole lot of things, he's hitting hard. Sorry, resolving double helix. Ah. Another Pidgey. I think we're gonna swap into Collie now. And while I was persistent, Razor Leaf is gonna do a lot for, because Pidgey's special defense is kinda poop.
Correct the crane?
And I believe that should be a level... Oh no, that wasn't actually a level for Scout. Alright. Here's our strategy going in. I call Pokemon, please reveal. Fine. It is a Pokemon. Let's go and put some items on. We don't have any berries on, but here's our strat. Like I mentioned, we're going to be using Kali at the start to set up Reflect. And then we're going to be letting Scout do a whole lot of damage, because Stab Tackle, while it's not amazing, will certainly hit for quite a lot. So there we go. I'm Faulkner, the Violet Pokemon Gym Leader. People say you can shift Flying-type Pokemon's wings with a jolt of electricity. I won't allow such insults to bird Pokemon. I'll show you the real power of the magnificent bird Pokemon. Our first gym battle! Starts off with Pidgey. Alright. We're gonna be setting up Reflect to start things off. Though honestly, I feel like given the fact that that we're pretty high level, I think we could go ahead and just take it out right now with Razor Leaf, and then we could send Scout onto the onto his next Pokemon. It's this guy. Oh, a critical hit tackle. Whatever shall I do? I thought Reflect were off right now, but that's me. Whatever. Go on Razor Leaf. Unnecessary crit. Thanks, Kali. Alright, Pidgeotto. Oh boy. This guy might actually hurt for a bit. Oh, now Reflect's over. Alright, we need to set up Defense Curl. He's only level 9, you got this. Set up our defenses. Alright, let's do it. In the remakes, Pidgey, this gym leader, was actually heavily buffed. I think his highest Pokemon ended up being level 12. Oh, that's not good. Oh. Okay, we need to swap. Kali, how's your defense? Pretty good. Okay, Koma, win now. It's not funny anymore. We need to get up. This may hurt. Okay, it does 10. We need to get Reflect back up. We outspeed. Good to know. Ugh, we're out of potions. We gotta go. Oh, that's bad. Scout's on 1 HP. He has to outspeed. No, that's it. Vinny, go! Crits are really taking off. I don't think Vinny's gonna survive this. Wait! Vinny! Oh. Vinny had my hopes for like a second and then dashed them. Yeah, Pidgeotto kinda hurts. Like, hurts a lot. That's also the reason why I actually really wanted to have a, really wanted to have, I don't know, a Bambi? Because of how bulky it is? Okay. We have a strategy here. The RG really wasn't on my side. It was not. I did say that Chikorita was hard mode. Did everything right and the game said no. Alright, we go again. We have only one potion, so one chance to heal. Wanna know something even worse? Crystal doesn't have an early electric type. Gold and silver do. We'll talk about that a little later on. Set up Reflect to start. One turn. Okay, I think I have a better idea about how we're gonna handle this. We're gonna keep Kali in for as long as we can to ensure that if we need to set up Reflect, we can. This thing's nasty, and I don't want it doing anything. There goes that gust spam. Reflects off. We're setting it back up. Alright, we're gonna hit it with Growl. Because Gust is a physical attack in this generation. Gonna hit it with one more. And I think this turn we're gonna heal. Kali's by far our best tank right now, so we can start chipping it down. Alright, we gotta do it. Reflect's gone now. We're gonna set it back up. Even if we lose Kali, Scout is still active. It could still do stuff, so... We needed that crit! We really needed that crit! That was good! Kali! Go! Go, 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 go! Kali! Disrespect that word! Disrespect! Disrespect that bird! Flip that bird! Oh, golly! Poison powder! Yeah, yes, please. Golly, my god! Wait a minute, Leader Faulkner! Darn, my dad's cherished bird Pokemon. Alright, take this. It's the official Pokemon League Zephyr badge. We got the Zephyr badge! Zephyr badge is the attack power of Pokemon. It also enables Pokemon to use Splash if they have at any time. Here, take this too. We got TM31! It's Pokemon move. Instantly learn a new move. Think before you act. TM can only be used once. Today's Mud Slap! Reduce the enemy's accuracy while it causes damage. In other words, both defensive and offensive. In the remake, this is Roost. And I'm gonna say it. Golly, now you pack neck! Hello, Koma? I discovered something about the egg. My assistant's at the Pokemon Center in Violet City. Could you talk to him? Mud Slap is a ground type move. And one that I don't think any of our Pokemon can learn right now. Oh, actually no! I might be worth teaching it to Scout. But yeah. Koma, long time no see. Professor Elm asked me to find you. He has another favor to ask. Would you take this Pokemon egg? Sure. Whoever that Pokemon will hatch till it grows in the egg. Also has to be active with other Pokemon to hatch. You're the only person we can rely on. Please call Professor Elman at Egg Catches. Okay, bye. Oh, my petit souffleur. Oh, Collie. Collie, girlie, you pulled your weight and then some. Oh, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Everyone say you're proud of Collie. She did a really good job. Right. Let's stock up on potions. Now with an egg in our party, it's not going to be hatching for quite a long while, but we're going to keep it in our party for right now, just for the sake of it. Welcome to Route 36. There's two different ways that we can go. You're proud of Collie, she did a really good job. What? Say you're proud of Collie, she did a really good job. This patch of grass right here. I did say that. Originally in Gold and Silver, you'll be able to catch Mareep here. Well, on this route right here, I should say. You can't get by without the Zephyr badge. Oh, you wonder who'd make something like this? And why? Did you see that strange tree in the road? That makes me why fewer people are visiting the ruins of Alf. Whoa! Bear rate kind of dipped for a second here. Are we good? Strange tree in the road. Anyway, we need to actually head through the ruins of Alf to get to our next destination. Ruins of Elf Research Center, the authority on the ruins of Elf. We're unfortunately not really able to do much in this place right now, so let's get moving. You're studying the ruins. I see a scientist in the making. Not sure how I feel about team member potentially having Collie and Marie. Feels too familiar and somehow. Welcome to the ruins of Elf's East Entrance, otherwise known as Route 32. We can come over here and get a berry from this end of Violet City. Get a paralyzed cure berry. That actually acts like the same way as a paralyzed heal. This guy would stop you and this would be your cutoff point before you can move any further. You are not getting to pass this point until you have the Violet City gym badge. Yeah, some good Pokemon there. It must be from the training you get around Violet City. The training at the gym must have been especially helpful. Let's do it here, Violet City. Take this. Increase the power of grass-type moves. The Miracle Seed! That's not a Paralyzed Cure Berry, Koma. That's a Purse Cure Berry, silly. Ah, of course. The Miracle Seed! As a nine we're going to be giving to Collie. Experiences in Violet City should be especially useful for your journey. Oh yeah, and that little thing that you just gave me, oh, you bet I'm giving it to Collie. Girlie's more than deserved it. Now, let me just go ahead and just pull this back up here. There we go. There's new Pokemon to catch around here. And, yeah, we're gonna be talking about them right about now. Only Silver and Crystal in the daytime. Snake! That's Ekans spelled forwards. This is a pretty easy one to explain. It's a balanced poison type with a lean towards physical attack. This sounds familiar. Ekans, when fully evolved, isn't anything too special. Arbok. This guy wants to use physical attacks, but it has such a shallow move pool. Compared to later games, it doesn't have access to things like the Elemental Fangs, but seriously bring it down. Its strongest move leveling up is Bite, and with Dark being a special type, it doesn't get that much damage. You're using a lot of TMs for disguise, what I'm trying to get at. Most sets end up being Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Bite, and your choice of either Toxic or Curse. Wow, the poison types have been very hit or miss, huh? They're either amazing or downright terrible. Or, you know, just kinda mediocre. At night, this is our first chance to catch a Woopa! And what a little cutie he is. And this little cutie evolves into a water ground type, and that already makes it interesting. This type is super tough to deal with, only having to worry about grass types. Quagsire is a physical tank, and a pretty respectable one at that. Most everything physical doesn't want to switch into its stats, but it'll just outlast them. Along with its purpose of being a physical tank, it can also lean into its special defense with Amnesia, which isn't too far off. Learning Earthquake, leveling up, and having access to Surf is pretty much both of its stats covered right there. Along with Curse, Amnesia, Ice Beam, and Toxic, you've got an annoying Pokemon that can just sit on physical attackers. I love Quagsire, and I think it's worth it for those who didn't pick Totodile. And those are the Pokemon that we can catch right now through running around. Notice how I said running around. More on that in a minute. It's time we get some levels on Scout, though. You need to get stronger, but I'm withholding it out, and that does that because, haha. Grr. I haven't seen you around before, so you think you're pretty tough? So you're getting Hoppip, I gather. No. But I like Hoppip, but I already have a grass type. Team Grass. Scout grew level 11 and learned Quick Attack! Nice! Here's our first Zubat! It's kind of hard to understand. I think it's weird because these early game grass types are not great. Oh, Scout having this is so good. I am the Scout here. Uh-huh, yeah, you know, pardon, Battle? I'm on the phone. Oh, alright, but make it fast. Sorry. Pinkmaker Liz. Near female. Fight me! My speedy little buddy needs to get some experience points. No! Notice me! No! Let's go ahead and grab this item right here. Repel. This is our first repel. We're making it last. Okay, come on, about if you go into the store and get pears for me. Yum. Wait, pears of what? Ideally, I want to get Scout up to level 12 before we move on. Oh, hey, Ekans! Wow. Bye, Ekans. That was over fast. That glance. It's intriguing. Now stop staring! Look, I know I'm pretty, but stop staring. Mirroring male! There's that horn attack coming in. Quick attack is such a huge upgrade for Centret. And we grew to level 12! This is disappointing. If I can find it... You're not who I'm looking for. It knows Tail Whip. Bonk! Bonk! We're gonna grab this item right over here. And after we deal with this wild Pokemon. It's another Hoppip. Quick attack, go! Quick attack, quick attack, quick attack. It's destiny, Koma. Rattata, splash hopping for the win! It doesn't get down. It's just got splash and tail up and synthesis. A great ball! It doesn't even get tackled! That's a good Pokemon in the grass. I think they'll do it for me. Can't kill me if I don't run out of health. Oh, excuse me, youngster Gordon. Gordon was crooks. Oh. Gordon's Wooper was very crooks. It used Tail Whip. Gordon's Wooper has fainted and they have lost the battle. Youngster Gordon was defeated. Darn, I thought I could win. Now over this way. We're actually not going to be heading over that way just quite yet, because we're actually going to be heading a little bit this way.
How would you like to have this tasty, nutritious Slowpoke tail? For you right now, just 1 million Pokédollars!
I think that sounds like a fair trade.
I thought Kiss these days were loaded.
Listen, it's an obvious scam, so might as well rat him out. And now, this person right over here. This is a great fishing spot. You saw people fishing? How about you? Would you like one of my rods? Here, that's good to hear. Hey, an angler too. Where is he the old ride? And our selection of Pokemon just got even bigger.
Fishing is great. If there's water, be it sea or stream, try out your rod.
I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. There's 2 Pokemon on this route where we can catch with fishing. A mechanic that I'm actually kind of like, considering that, like, water Pokemon are pretty plentiful throughout Johto. So, let's go ahead and meet one of them. Our first Pokemon caught by fishing, and is by far the most common one of all. Register the old ride. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, a bind! Magikarp! The weakest of all Pokemon, only knowing Splash, Tackle, and Flail. An awful Pokemon that I do not recommend using. Noodle. Until it evolves, that is. It'll be a level 20, so I'd recommend waiting on catching it for a bit. The less time spent with Magikarp, the better. Gyarados is a downright nuclear Pokemon, pairing a great timing with an amazing attack and some crazy coverage. Wanna know some of the weird stuff it can learn? Okay. Dragon Breath, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, and Thunderbolt. That's 4 times weak too. Unfortunately, Gyarados doesn't have the most amazing special attack, but it can be forgiven with its attack just being so strong. If it looks great but unworkable right now, don't worry. There's plenty of opportunities to catch this family, so you can get a Magikarp at a level where it instantly evolve and immediately reap those rewards. Cause, yeah, Gyarados is pretty great. Rarely while fishing, Tentacool! So, there's a lot of parallels to Magikarp, but also plenty of differences. As a defensive Caterpillar, there's interesting things to mention. Where Magikarp evolves quick and has amazing offense, but is awful in the short term, Tentacool is a better tank in the short term, but is kind of middling compared to other tanks long term. Tentacool takes an eon to evolve, but does have a competent tanking stats to help balance that out. As a water poison type, Tentacool Cruel gains a grass neutrality, a psychic weakness, and multiple resistances. With that type, it can stand against a lot of things and annoy the enemy with poison statuses. However, the major caveat is in its attacking power. It's kinda bad. This is purely a wall and not really a whole lot else. But at that, it's pretty decent. If not at least a little bit weak when things start getting stronger. You can look forward to this thing skyrocketing its special defense when it does evolve though. Tentacool's pretty fun if you like taking things slow. Just be aware that evolution level, things will start catching up to it before long. And now we're actually going to be taking on the trainers here that are actually on this bridge. Golden! It's our first time seeing this one. Man, Scat has just been doing some absolutely incredible work right now. Even it has that accursed move. But like, that's pretty much the only thing that Golden's got. I'll talk more about it when it actually becomes catchable, but like, it's not a great Pokemon, I'll be honest. Scowl grew to level 13. Wait a minute, official Ralph. I tried to rush things. I tried to wreck it. I got a call from Mother. Hi, Koma, how are you? Found a useful item shopping, so I brought it with your money. Sorry. It's in your PC. You'll like it. Sometimes that can happen. The money that you spent, that you'll be saving up for your mother can be used for items sometimes, but you have to go back to New Bark Town in order to use it. Whoa, you made me lose that fish! Fisher Justin. It's a herd of Magikarp. Let's just blow through this battle pretty quickly with Collie, eh? The fact that she just got an upgrade with the Miracle Seed is like absolutely bonkers. I think my girlie needed to be even more powerful. Also, like, I gotta say, like, I'm having a lot of fun right now. Like, I'm actually having... This is actually a little bit challenging, you know, aside from, like, all, like, the standard trainers right now. The fact that we had, like, that major clutch moment with Collie, like, during the gym battle, like... Oh, man. Chikorita can be considered hard mode. It absolutely can be. But when you get moments like those, like, it's so worth it. My girl's been giving out crits all over the place. It's so good. Sploosh. Call and collected. Yes, it's a fishing and Pokemon. It's the same. Let me see. Are you the one doing talk? Fishing is a lifetime passion. Pokemon are lifelong friends. Don't young people fish anymore? I've seen rare Pokemon while I've been fishing. You young people like that, right? Want to trade phone numbers? I'll let you know if I see anything. Sure, Ralph. Yep, phone if I see rare Pokemon. Don't worry, I won't forget. Next I'll tell you about swarms. One particular Pokemon that can show up here is Quillfish. But we won't be talking about that for a while. My Pokemon? Freshly caught. Fisher Henry. Poliwag. We had Gordon and we had Henry. Now we're missing... All we're missing is James, Thomas, and Percy. The parallels are not beneath me. There's Poliwag. Oh, we're so close to a level up. Alright, Collie, you get it, girly. One last Razor Leaf for the road. Oh. Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's try that again. One more Razor Leaf for the road. There you go. Their gym leader is Sir Topham Hatt. So Topham Hatt was the leader of the next gym in the Johto region. Level 16! We defeated Fisher Henry. Splash? What collie is evolving? Congratulations, you collie evolved into Bayleaf! I love Bayleaf. Look at her! Look at her! Aww. Oh man. This playthrough's making me fall in love with Chikorita all over again. And even though it's hard, I'm actually having a lot of fun. Because normally on my Johto playthroughs I end up picking a Cyndaquil. But this has been such a different experience, and it's been so fun. It feels like everything is, like, actually being a huge challenge, and that's good to overcome something like that. Chikorita was like... Like, seriously, if you're an experienced Pokemon trainer, try Chikorita. Like, it's so good. Like, it can be fun to, like, just go through all that. Great support moves, like, like, some decent attack, like, it's really good. It can be good if you know what you're doing. Tina? I didn't get a chance to comment on that. Tina? The birds are here. Go get him, Scout. Ow! Ooh, ouchie. More levels? Tina, the Ponyta's here. Them birdies are yapping right now. Ow. I know what my weaknesses are. Welcome to the entrance to Union Cave. But we're actually going to be heading into the Pokemon Center because we hit the 3-hour mark on stream, or we're actually about to. We did a lot in this first stream. We evolved our starter, we talked about all the Pokemon that we could catch. I think we got our second team member. Like, so much happened, and I'm really enjoying this project so far. And I hope you guys are having fun with me talking about Pokemon a lot too. Alright, but that'll be where we unfortunately end stream for today. Next time, we'll be entering the Union Cave and heading to our next gym battle. Which that should be a whole lot of fun. Right! So, for everybody on the YouTube end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll return with the next part very soon.